Welcome to Eagle Racing and Off-Road. It's been a long time since I posted anything, I know. Stuff happens. Been busy, got a lot going on. But I'm going to bring the Geo into the 21st century today. Or a year ago. But you're seeing it today, so whatever. Get off my back, okay? Anyway, enjoy. Of course, the first thing is always disconnect the battery. Yes, I know my engine bay looks like crap. Get off my back, okay? Now, if you're familiar with Geo Metros, you'll notice that this thing is destroyed. This used to go all the way around here, and every one of these I've seen, this thing is just cracked up and destroyed. I've still got pieces of it. So I do have a solution for that. But first we got to remove this one. And get the rest of this crap out of here. This stereo is the $60 Walmart special. It does have Bluetooth, and it actually is not bad. It's actually been pretty reliable and better sounding than you think it is for 60 bucks. Still time for it to go. Now this already has the conversion kit for this car. I just got to swap it over. Nothing wrong with it. I'm just not going to use this little tray anymore. I always like to have a little parts container. A tiny car needs a little tiny parts container. It's so cute. This is the wire harness. This is the adapter for the car. This is for the stereo. I went ahead and put these all together ahead of time and wrapped them in this nice cloth wire harness tape. It makes this installation so much easier to just do it like that. I do have to do the remote wire for the amplifier. This is what turns on the amplifier when the stereo comes on. I do have a couple of 10s in the trunk, and those are pretty good, so I'm going to keep those. Heat shrink. Hook up the subs. No, it doesn't matter which one's left or right because I run it in mono. You can actually just do one of these if you want, but you know, why not? Hook up my microphone for my hands-free calling. Oh man, dang. Looks like I'm gonna have to swap that out later. Oh well. Like I said before, I am adding some more stuff. So this will come back out and some more stuff will be done. These have tabs on them. One's right in the middle and one's off to the bottom. So you can't put it in wrong. I mean, I'm sure I could find a way if I really want to. Both at the same time, I guess. Alright. Connected. Oh man, oh, I forgot that tab's broken. Well, crap. Got a little something special going in this spot, but I gotta prepare it first. Man, this 30-year-old wire is tough. Jeez, that was not a good strip. Said that before. I know what you might be thinking. You might be thinking, oh no, he forgot to put the heat shrink on. Nope, I prepared for that. Remember earlier when I said I only had one heat shrink to do? I was wrong. So I found an original 1990s brand new old stock radio bezel for the Geo. These are unobtainium. It took me 4 years to find one of these. I didn't even care if it was new. I just couldn't find one that wasn't broken. I'm also going to install some USB-C and USB-A plugs. Problem is, it doesn't fit. Solution? Yep, It'll be okay. Some Geo guys are probably freaking out right now, but whatever. Ooh, it's close. Oh, almost there. Got it. Oh man, bring it into this millennium. Alright, I don't know how well you can see that's marked positive to negative. That's still hot. I wonder why. Uh-oh. Nope. You just needed longer screws, apparently. Something I will never use in a million years. If I can even get it to go in. Maybe not. Oh, that was supposed to... Never mind. I wasn't looking at what I was doing with that. That's been off for years, so that's supposed to go behind that. Not gonna want to line up that right, but we'll see. There we go. That's not bad. I'd say that looks pretty good. See if my completely useless cup holder works. It does. I don't ever use that because you can't put anything because it hits right here. And I guess it's time to do the super satisfying part. I know y'all have all been waiting for this. Oh man. Ah, just that little piece. I kind of doubt that. No, I can see a screen thing on there. Oh, there we go. That's much better. That felt good. Alright, I got my battery hooked back up. Good, I got power down here. That means those chargers are going to work. Ah, that's cool. Seems pretty nice. There we go. Look at that. CarPlay in a 95 Geo Metro. How about that? That's cool. Hey, Astrid. Little bits. Hey. So every time I go to the garage, Astrid freaks out because she thinks somebody's going to come in here, like a friend, and help me with cars, and she's excited. It's a few weeks later. Sometimes you got to do this stuff in phases. Oh well. So now time for the rear view camera. It's going to go on the plate. And I think I'm going to route it up through here. I think there's a good spot behind the taillight to poke it through. But I got to take some panels off. And these little clips are 30 years old. I don't care about the clips. I can replace those with new ones. But I hope I don't break any panels, because those are unobtainium. We'll see how it goes. Huh. Who would have thought 30-year-old plastic would just shatter like that? Ha! That was super easy. That hit me in the face.
You punched him right in the face. It was awesome.
Jerk. Okay, that's good. Oh. These little jerks were hiding from me. Another one over there. Get in there! Get in there! Okay. You already know I'm gonna have to move this off. Oh, I didn't break it. Wow. Okay, that's got bits and pieces with it, so let's be a little bit careful. Dang it! Another one! Suzuki, how many freaking screws do you need? Just in case you're watching this as a how-to, take those 2 screws out, pull it out to the side. Just pull it out to the side! See that the taillight has its own little plug here, and then the grommet. And I think my 2 options were, I was going to drill a hole right here for the new cable, but the only grommet I can get to go on it is still too big for the actual wire, so I was going to have to seal it. My second one was to poke a hole through the grommet and feed it through there, and then just use a little bit of sealant on that, and I don't like doing that either. But now I think I'm going to try to take the whole assembly off and feed the cable through the hole in the grommet that's already there instead of poking a new hole. I think that'd be the best idea. Not great, but not terrible either. And that's how you get a grommet out. And now the whole taillight comes out. Sweet. So next thing is to feed the little cable up through here. You can see there's a pretty good gap in there, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal. And there's a pretty big gap up in here too. And look at that. I'd say that works pretty good. Sorry if I wasn't able to pick that up on camera. It's hard to do things one-handed.
Phrasing.
So before we go any further, as far as I know, nobody's done this in 30 years. Man, look at that. That's a pretty good color. I mean, I knew what color it was, but dang. That's a nice color. I think that's about as far as I'm going to take it. Pretty good though. Before I go any further, I had to of course figure out which wire goes to the reverse light for the camera to activate. Obviously it's a solid red, but there's kind of a few other reds here. So I just kind of took a good look. This red has a stripe on it. This one doesn't. So I hooked my alligator clip to the black wire. I'm going to probe the red wire. Okay, it's probing, so power. So I'm not going to be able to do what I really wanted to do and just kind of add this, because this is just way too tight. Maybe I could cut the tape and get it in there, but I think it's just going to be too tight. So I'm going to have to stab a hole.
Boom. Phrasing.
In the grommet. Yeah, that's pretty tight.
Boom. Phrasing.
I'm surprised that this thing is still that soft after 30 years.
Boom. Phrasing.
Kind of impressed. I think that turned out pretty good. It's been a few minutes. I went ahead and removed some panels, and that stuff's, you already saw me do that stuff. You saw me do it a little bit ago. Where we're at, I need to get this cable up to the front of the vehicle from back here. This is not the way I like to do this, but this car is actually pretty hard to fish wires. Right. Now, I don't like cutting, original wiring, but trying to find pins for this plug I think would be a nightmare. So I'm going to do it, but I'm choosing to do it on the taillight side of the plug, not the body harness side, because this is a lot easier to replace and fix. So, okay. Everybody okay? All right. Come on. And 30-year-old wires, they don't like to strip. Maybe we're not tipping them well enough. Oh, man. Golly. Do it to my little, this is for the signal for the screen up front to know that it's in reverse to change to the reverse camera. Get a little extra on that, since it's thin. Got these twisted together and got my little terminal on there. Make sure before going any further, get your heat shrink on there. I'm not a huge fan of twisting wires together, but sometimes they just don't leave you with a whole bunch of choice in that matter. Make sure you don't get your fingers caught in there.
Boom. Phrasing.
That would suck. And I'm sure some people were like, why didn't you solder it? Well, I'll take the Pepsi challenge with soldering. I thought about making a video on practical automotive wiring to demonstrate why soldering isn't as good as everybody thinks it is. These non-insulated crimps are my preference. Maybe I'll get into that in another video. I also need to build a ground. Alright, gotta connect our little plug here. Am I doing this the right way? No, I am not. Alright, let's see what happens. Off camera, I went and installed new amp wires because I'm eventually going to change to a 5-channel amp. So I went ahead and just installed them and labeled them. I'm not going to use them yet, but that way I don't have to tear everything apart again. But now comes the most difficult part of this install. I am going to install a new rear view mirror with a little LCD screen, and it's got a compass and temperature and all that fancy stuff that a Geo probably shouldn't have. But this mirror is the original, and I don't know how hard this thing's going to be to get off. Let's just try it. Oh, I'm just kidding. This thing falls off with my subwoofers all the freaking time. Something I never thought I would be doing. Come on. I see the tape. I'm gonna grab the tape. Yes! It worked. Now that that's through, do a little bit of routing here. Probably ought to untangle this first. Oh no. Oh no. It's all gone wrong. I don't know what to do. I need an adult. So they provided this little plug here. That's the temperature sensor. It's got the two little nuts. It's also got this little clip. But I don't need this one. I need this one. So cutting this off. Right there. And then I'll just secure all this when I'm done mounting the mirror. Man, that thing does not want to move. That thing was incredibly stiff.
Boom. Phrasing.
Oop. And that tool is not very good.
Boom. Phrasing.
Hopefully that's good enough. Seems pretty solid. We will see. That's as high as it goes.
Boom. Phrasing.
That doesn't want to go. Let's see if I can get this one-handed.
Boom. Phrasing.
You can do it. Oh god, it's so close.
Boom. Phrasing.
Come on. Get in there.
Boom. Phrasing.
Oh, I did it. Okay. So that's all buttoned up. That's not supposed to be on. I lost a screw to that. I heard it hit the seat and it bounced somewhere. I don't know where it went. Dang it. Come on. Probably ought to change that switch. It was a pain in the butt getting the wires just past this one little spot that did not want to separate. I kind of ruined my headliner. I mean, you can see how nice and beautiful it is. But anyway, ended up doing a few things off camera. Got this panel put back on, got the weather strip back on. All the wiring is routed. You just got to tuck up this stuff and do the power and ground, and then I can op check. So I'm using this little fuse tap. The way you test for these, find a fuse that turns on with the ignition. If you find a fuse that's not on and the ignition's off, chances are that's one that you can use. That'll turn on with the ignition. But double check, turn the ignition on, check it. Then you pull that fuse and check which side has the power, because these things are directional. You can kind of see where if this one gets the power, it goes through the fuse to come here. But if you put it backwards and this one gets the power, then it bypasses the fuse and just goes straight to here, and then your fuses are not doing anything. Make sure you pay attention to that. if you're going to use these. They're great, but you need to know that they're directional. Still need to tidy up and secure all the loose wires, but everything's hooked up. You can see temperature and compass. Got to calibrate the compass. I'll do that later. But put it in reverse. And I got a camera. It's got double lines because the camera itself has lines and then the mirror has lines, so I'll have to get those shut off on the mirror. It's working. I got the lines off. One set of lines now. Looks okay. Wasn't expecting much out of the graphics or whatever, but you know, I think I like it. Some of these plastics don't look the best. Sun faded. This one's the one that goes by the driver's door, so it's got a lot of wear. I'm gonna repaint some of that stuff while it's off. I already started with the little seatbelt covers. Those go right there. I didn't get a before picture of those, but you can see it pretty good on this one. Using the Duplicolor vinyl and fabric. This is medium gray. I kind of wish I found dark gray, but nobody had that. So this is a little lighter. I might change it back next time I'm digging into the interior. We'll see how this looks. So I didn't notice until now that there's two different screws. So, you know, a little bit of backtracking. No big deal. Since it's a 30-year-old vehicle, broke all the plastic clips, taking them off. They don't make gray ones, at least that I could find. So I got the kit from Harbor Freight, painted them gray. Just in case you need to know, these are the 5/16. The little pop ones that are also 5/16 for some reason don't work, but these do. Maybe, and it's tight.
Boom. Phrasing.
Not a very good match, but whatever. This isn't ideal. I know the amp's not mounted, but it's kind of going bad anyway. It's starting to cut out. It's like 12 years old. I'm going to replace it, so I'm just not going to bother mounting it. When I replace it, you know, I'll do a little bit of cleaner job. A little mismatched, a lot better looking than they were before. And I am done back here for now. So I went ahead and tucked up all the wires and put the panels back on. You can see the color difference there. I'm going to find a darker gray and redo some of this. But it still looks better than it did. I did it off camera because it's just so tedious and hard to get a camera in there. So I just got it over with. But it's done now. Everything's back together. Time for the most satisfying part of all. You guys excited for this? Oh, almost had it. Oh, come on. I can get it. There we go. Oh man. Oh yeah. Was as good for you as it was for me?
Boom. Phrasing.
Alright, quick up check. Stereo still works, of course. Didn't really do that much with that. I have temperature and direction. I still got to calibrate the compass, but I haven't driven the car yet, so I'll do that soon. Here's the real lap check. Rear view camera. Awesome. I do admit I've moved the car a couple times and it's going to take some getting used to because that's a little bit of a distraction. Well, that's going to do it. Appreciate you standing by this long, but that was more tedious than I thought it was going to be, but it's pretty cool. I don't know anybody else that has a Geo Metro with the LCD screen in the mirror showing the backup camera. It's pretty cool. I drive it every day, so it's worth making it more usable, more comfortable. But be sure to like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you on the next one.